It is currently Thursday morning. I just had breakfast. We're cuddling. And I am going to take my rental in, change, because I know my breath is smelly. Because the rental they gave me does not have winter tires, even though they said it did. So I'm going in to change it this morning. Guys, it's officially Vlogmas day 4, and I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me anything for Vlogmas, so I will be answering those questions while I do my makeup. And I told you in the last few vlogs, without complaining too much, but I was telling you how I had a rough month. And yes, I had some great memories. I made some great memories with some friends, but I also was dealing with some very stressful adult stuff. I don't know, things get hard when you're older. So I told you a little bit about what's going on, but basically I'm driving a rental right now because something happened to my car about a month ago, and I'm just waiting to hear back if they can fix it or not. So the rental that I've been driving doesn't have snow tires, and it's been snowing so much in northern Ontario. I had to go return the rental I was driving so I can get a rental with snow tires because they messed up at Enterprise. So I got a new one. It works great. It's fine, but I spent my morning doing that, which is like not the most fun way to spend a morning, but you know what? Better to be safe than sorry. So like I said, I'm gonna do my makeup, answer some questions for you guys. I usually would have done a ballet class by now. It's already 1 o'clock and I have to leave the house around 3:30 for work. So I've really only got like 2 hours until I have to get ready and go. So while I do my makeup, I'll answer the questions you guys asked me. And yeah, Vlogmas day 4, guys. Who's excited for the rest of the season? I am so excited. I'm just gonna do a very light coverage look today. I'm gonna put on some concealer to be a little bit brighter. It's super sunny and bright today, which is so nice because it's been dark the last few days and the sun is kind of melting the snow away, which we love because I'm not about the snow right now. I also saw online that you're supposed to leave this to kind of like sink into your skin on the super dark spot. So I'm gonna try that makeup technique and see if that helps. Question 1, where do you shop for winter clothes and winter coats and jackets and accessories? That is a great question. That is a great question because I do have a really good winter jacket. Steve bought it for me. I'll put it somewhere up here because I'm not exactly sure where he got it, but it's basically ONeal and it's really warm. It comes with a matching snow pant, which is really nice and it looks really cute together. You guys have probably seen it on my Instagram, me posting a picture of the whole outfit, and it's kind of like a little cute snowsuit, but I find that's really warm. It's water resistant. It's perfect for when we go on long hikes in the winter, and yeah, I'm obsessed with it. Other than that, Warm Things Roots is probably my favorite place to get sweaters. I'm wearing this sweater right now that my sister gave to me, but most of my sweaters are Roots. Most of my socks are Roots, especially because those are like the warmest socks you can find, in my opinion, for Canadian winters. And if you don't live in Canada, you probably don't need that warm of a sweater or a pair of socks. So if you are looking for something else, Lululemon's great too in terms of pants. I love Lululemon pants. They're so comfortable. But honestly, Roots is like my favorite. And I feel very Canadian saying that because it is a Canadian brand. What's your favorite Christmas movie and song? My favorite Christmas movie is Nightmare Before Christmas. And before you come for me, yes, I know it's partially a Halloween movie, but duh, it happens during Christmas, so it's also a Christmas movie. I'm trying to think of other Christmas movies I like. I really like Scrooge. I always used to watch that growing up as a kid, and that was one of my favorite movies to watch. I also love anything like Disney, pretty much, like the Mickey Mouse one I used to watch a lot, and it was the Mickey Mouse A Christmas Carol, and they had a bunch of different stories. So they did a Scrooge one with Donald Duck. That was my favorite growing up. I really like Peanuts as well. I also grew up watching a lot of that because one of my mom's friends really liked Peanuts, and I used to really like it as a kid too. And songs? Probably anything also from Charlie Brown's Christmas. I love Charlie Brown. What was your journey like becoming a professional dancer? When did you know that's what you wanted to pursue? So, okay, another movie I forgot to mention that I absolutely love. Barbie movies, duh. Also, Harry Potter during the Christmas season. It's such a Christmas movie, you can't even deny that because they always have like Christmas kind of movies and themes. But anyways, I digress. I kind of knew I wanted to pursue ballet more, A, when my teacher called me out and said I should audition for Canada's National Ballet School, and B, as I was watching the Barbie movies, one of the DVDs that came with the Nutcracker was this little documentary about girls at School of American Ballet, and I wanted to be like them so bad. So every single night I'd watch that movie, and I'd also, go online and look at Canada's National Ballet School and look up YouTube and see like the, behind the scenes life of student residents. And I just kind of like I almost manifested it, but I didn't because I worked really, really hard. But honestly, I just knew then, I was probably like 10, 11, 12, I knew I wanted to go to ballet school, and then there was never really another option for me, I still did well in school. I still took studies and academics really seriously just as a backup, but I didn't really imagine myself doing anything else, honestly. Is a company really such a toxic environment as it's shown in movies and series? Definitely not. Also, I cut my finger today. I was trying to open a bag with a knife rather than a pair of scissors, and I cut a huge chunk of my finger out. But like I was saying, I think that TV shows and movies definitely dramatize elements of companies. I will say there's some truth to it, however. Companies, especially in Eastern Europe, are pretty notorious with telling girls to look a certain way, and I was told that multiple times. I was told horrific things, and if you guys want to hear some of those stories, definitely let me know. I've definitely shared some on TikTok. I'm reserving a couple for one day, but yeah, like I said, it's pretty dramatized. I will say companies, especially now that I know of, and especially North American companies that I know of, I've never heard horror stories like they portray in TV shows and movies. So yes and no, there's a little bit of truth, but honestly, it's not that dramatic. Being a professional ballerina and doing ballet in general is not like Black Swan. How long does a pair of pointe shoes last? I would say a pair of pointe shoes for me lasts anywhere between 1 week and 1 month, because my gainer mittens last a lot longer, as they're meant to, because they're made out of plastic and they're not biodegradable. But if I wear Freeds, honestly, they last for like one rehearsal or one day. Favorite leotard color? I love any color that's kind of muted, because I feel like the bright colors just don't suit me as well. I really like kind of muted, lighter colors. I don't like light colors. I don't like super light pastels that are almost white, because I think it washes me out. But I do like kind of more of a dull green or a dimmer red. I do like my red velvet Sophie Anne, so I'd have to say between like green and blue. Those are probably my favorite colors, but my Sophie Anne red velvet one, which I wore in the past vlog, was probably my favorite leotard that I own. Red, green, and gold, tradition and Christmas decor, or neutral? I'd have to say traditional Christmas decor. I like the look of neutral, but I don't think it's as timeless as just a classic red and green. And Christmas is cheerful, Christmas is bright, Christmas is fun, so why not use fun colors? Especially if your house year-round is white like mine is, it's kind of fun to add in different colors. So one of our trees, you'll notice in the past vlog, has blue decorations with squishmallows all over it, and then our tree downstairs, which we're probably gonna decorate tomorrow night, is going to be all of our personal belongings on there. And yeah, I'd say traditional. I opt for traditional when it comes to Christmas decor. Any tips to become a professional ballerina? Definitely having the confidence in yourself and not letting somebody's opinion of you, whether it's good or bad, completely change how you view yourself. You know what? Especially as young girls in ballet, we're told to look a certain way. We have to be perfect. There's a lot of pressure put on us, both physically and emotionally. But honestly, just know that you're a human first, dancer second. And when it comes to aspiring to be a professional ballerina, you have to have patience and dedication. You have to show up for yourself. You have to be dedicated to the art form, both physically and emotionally. But you also have to remind yourself that it's not a race. You go at your own pace, and there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of extra time. For example, I didn't go to ballet school until I was 14 years old. And originally, I wasn't even in the higher levels. I was like with the 10-year-olds when I was 14. And that did a number on my self-esteem at first. And then, after talking to my mom, she's like, well, you're there, enjoy it. And that's true. So what if you're in a younger age group? It truly doesn't matter, because why are you there in the first place? There to dance. Plus, the only reason, now I say this as a teacher, the only reason that directors and teachers will put you in a class, let's say you're with younger kids, is because that's where your skill level's at. You don't want to be thrown into the piranha tank or the shark tank with a bunch of sharks that are, not refining their technique as much, and they're like, doing fouettes and Italian fouettes on point, because you're going to be disappointed with yourself that you can't do it because you don't have the foundations yet if you're behind. For example, I didn't have those technical foundations or the strength to be able to do that kind of stuff. And at first I was kind of bummed, but then once I built up that foundation and that technical and physical strength, I was fine. And then I moved ahead and skipped a few levels. So it's all gonna work out. What are ballet auditions like? Oh my goodness. I feel like if most people went to a ballet audition, they would be shocked because you can just be cut at any time. I went to a couple of auditions where you're literally given a number and then they'll list out numbers at the end. Okay, numbers 1, 6, 2, I don't know why I went backwards. 1, 2, 6, 9, 24, 23. I keep going backwards, but you know what I mean. Thank you for joining us today. You may go home, or vice versa. You are moving through to the next round of variations or partnering. The rest of you, thank you for your time today. And that's so nerve-wracking, but like I said earlier, you just have to remind yourself that your self-worth doesn't depend on whether you get something or not. Tips for adult beginners that may consider applying to a company later on. Oh my goodness, I love this question because I myself am considering applying to a company next year, for this time next year, that tours. But I would say for tips for applying to a company, don't be intimidated by the fact that you might not have the same repertoire built up or the same experience, because companies take people with a multitude of different experiences. When I was in a company, one girl joined and she literally took like 7 years off ballet and went back in her 30s. When I was in a company, I had people join that were my age, fresh out of school and had no experience. And then there are some people that joined that just transferred from one company to another and had like 20, 30 years experience. So don't get intimidated by that. Also, I was gifted this YSL mascara and I'm obsessed with it. But like I said, don't get intimidated by not having enough experience, because companies aren't always looking at that. Like, yes, it's a factor. I'd be lying if I didn't say that, but don't get intimidated by that. And you know what? Stay in your own lane. Don't focus on what others are doing in an audition if you get an audition. And also I have an entire video dedicated to audition tips and how to do your resume, your CV, your headshots, your videos, and everything. So I'll link that down below. What is the best advice to anyone? Oh, what is the best piece of advice anyone has ever given to you? I think the best piece of advice is always from my mother, and it's just that you only have one life to live, you know? So it's not just like one piece of advice she's given me, but just that general theme is always something she's reminded me. Like, you know, I'll call her really stressed out, crying and sobbing, and then she says, well, is it in your control? And I'll say, no. And she'll be like, hey, then don't worry about it. It's out of your control. You can't do anything. Just live your life. You only have one life to live, right? Life's too short to be stressing and being anxious about things that are out of your control. So my mom's just honestly the best person ever, and she gives the best advice. What's your most expensive leotard versus the least expensive leotard? Least expensive, I'd have to say that I own right now. That's hard to say. I'd assume it would be one that I wore in ballet school, like one of our uniform ones, because it was probably on sale when we got it, or we had a discount because we were students at the school and we had to buy like a bunch of them. So I'd say that one, and then my most expensive one is probably the red Yumiko because it's velvet. Oh, I also have this one Yumiko that's velvet and mesh, and the like lycra, like nylon, like expensive material. So it's between those two, and they're both the red ones. You guys would notice them. You guys would remember them if I showed them. Best pointe shoe brand you've tried. Oh, that's so tricky because I love so many pointe shoe brands. I am a gainer girl because I cannot justify spending a bunch of money on pointe shoes when I'm not in a company right now, especially if I'm paying out of pocket and they're not being provided to me by a company. But I love Freeds. I think they're just so classy and they look gorgeous on most feet, and I love the feeling of them. But I also like Suffolk. I like Suffolk because I wore them throughout ballet school and they just work really well on my feet. But I am done doing my makeup, so oh my goodness, why did nobody tell me? I made such a mess. But I am done doing my makeup, so I'm going to go and do a anatomy class and catch you guys in a little bit. I'm really excited to try this one, so I'm gonna take as many notes as I possibly can. I'm also gonna print out the PDF workbook if I can figure out the printer. I might not be able to because that's usually Steven's job, and he's in a meeting right now. So I'm gonna go clean up a little bit first, probably do some laundry because I'm really backed up in that. Then I'm gonna do an anatomy class, and then I teach in person tonight at the studio. So I still got the Halloween stuff out, and I still got our Halloween box out, and since it's officially winter, I'm gonna put away all of the Halloween decorations in the Halloween box, except for a couple of things. Like I really like, I don't know if you guys have seen this heart. I don't know, I feel like I can make it work for winter. It's kind of wintry, so I'm gonna leave this out. but I think I should put away the pumpkins because it's not really fall anymore. It's winter, so I'll put away the pumpkins. I'll put away the Halloween decorations that are in the corner. The Christmas tree always stays out pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna put out some more Christmas decorations. I feel like the mushrooms are festive. What do you guys think? Because they're also by like these candles and by the Christmas tree, and they're also festive colors. So what do we think? Do we leave them out? I'm on the right because the woman's always right. Put the ballet bar here for now, just so I can see what I'm working with. I've got this lovely Christmas tree as well. Maybe it's too many trees though. Ooh. I'm going to have Steve help me with this one just because I'm not tall enough, but we do have one advent calendar to start tomorrow, and that's the Pokemon one that I got for Steve. Guys, I have to show you this pillow. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Are you kidding? That is so cute. And it still goes. It's still going. La 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 la. This corner was definitely missing something, and it was definitely that little mini Christmas tree, but I think I am done decorating for this afternoon. I am going to get ready to head out to work because I work in a little bit, so I'll catch you guys later. Steve just helped. What is that? That's driftwood, right?
Yeah.
Where did you find it?
Northern Ontario.
Nice. Where?
Near Port Hope.
Are you participating in Movember this month?
Yeah.
You get to shave it off tomorrow.
Or Fort Hope, not Port Hope.
Yes, Fort Hope. That's right. You went in the summer. I remember that. Nice. Mr. Noodles for the second day in a row. I know, too many pillows.
Day one, the
Okay.
Pokemon Advent calendar.
Where is day one? There you go.
Right there. My big meat fingers don't fit. Looks a card.
What is it?
Bear tick.
Ooh. Wait, what is it?
Bear tick.
Oh, it's not focusing. Hang on. Cool. Can you put it in the light so I can see it?
Bear tick. Wah, 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 wah.
There you go.
Wah, wah, wah.
That was fun.
Day one.
And then when we get the advent calendars for my mom, we get to open day one too. And maybe it's so cool how it's a Pokeball. Spot in the house. Is it your favorite spot? So I not only cut myself here, but I also burned my hand there. Mommy's a mess. You know this is going on the vlog now. Oh, I love that tree. That's what I... So cute. What'd you call me? Ready?
Yep. Are you recording?
I am.
Okay, day one is right here. It's a Kinder stick.
Nice.
Kinder stick.
Nice. Let's see it. I too have an advent calendar. It's the Body Shop one.
Nice.
Yum. Is it good?